In the grand story of world empires, few figures stand as tall as Sultan Suleiman I. He came to power in the year 1520, a young man inheriting the vast and powerful Ottoman Empire. This was a time of great change across the globe. New worlds were being discovered, and old powers were being challenged. Suleiman was not just a ruler, he was a man of his time, ready to shape the world around him. His reign would last for 46 long years, a period so remarkable that it would forever be known as the empire's peak, its most glorious chapter. He was known in the West as Suleiman the Magnificent, a title that spoke of his immense wealth and power. But in his own lands, he was called Kanuni, the lawgiver, for his deep commitment to justice. Imagine stepping into the shoes of this young sultan. The Ottoman Empire was already a formidable force, stretching across 3 continents. His father, Selim I, had conquered vast territories, including Egypt and the holy cities of Mecca and Medina. This meant Suleiman was not only a sultan, but also the caliph, the leader of the Sunni Muslim world. The responsibility was immense. He had to govern millions of people from different cultures, religions, and backgrounds. He needed to be a military commander, a statesman, a patron of the arts, and a guardian of the faith. From the very beginning, Suleiman showed he was more than capable of handling this incredible challenge, setting a course for an era of unprecedented prosperity and influence. Suleiman's early life had prepared him well for the throne. He served as a governor in different provinces, learning the complex art of administration firsthand. He was well educated, speaking multiple languages, and taking a keen interest in poetry, history, and theology. This wasn't a ruler who stayed locked away in his palace. He was deeply engaged with the world, both within his empire and beyond its borders. His ambition was clear from the start, to make the Ottoman Empire the most powerful, most just, and most culturally brilliant civilization on earth. This vision would drive every decision he made, from the laws he enacted to the battles he fought across Europe and Asia. The world Suleiman inherited was one of fierce competition. To the west, the Habsburgs of Europe, led by Emperor Charles V, were a constant rival. To the east, the Safavid Empire in Persia presented a significant challenge. The seas were arenas of conflict, with navies from Venice, Spain, and Portugal vying for control of vital trade routes. Suleiman understood that to secure his empire, he needed to be strong on all fronts. He began his reign with bold military campaigns, quickly capturing key strategic locations like Belgrade and the island of Rhodes. These early victories sent a clear message to the world. A new, dynamic, and powerful ruler was now in charge of the Ottoman destiny. So why is Suleiman's reign called the Golden Age? The term suggests a time of perfection, a period when everything went right. For the Ottoman Empire, this meant incredible wealth, military dominance, cultural brilliance, and social stability. The empire's treasury was overflowing with gold, thanks to its control over major trade routes connecting the east and west. Goods like spices, silks, and precious gems flowed through Ottoman markets, bringing immense riches to the capital city of Istanbul. This wealth wasn't just hoarded, it was used to fund grand projects, from building magnificent mosques to supporting the finest artists and thinkers of the day. It was a time of great confidence and optimism. This era was golden, not just because of money, but because of the incredible achievements in culture and the arts. Istanbul became one of the most dazzling cities in the world, a true center of civilization. Architects, painters, poets, and calligraphers flocked to the city, all eager for the Sultan's patronage. Suleiman himself was a talented poet, and he created an environment where creativity could flourish. The arts were not just for decoration, they were a way of expressing the power and glory of the empire. Beautifully illuminated manuscripts, intricate carpets, exquisite ceramics, and stunning metalwork were produced, showcasing a level of craftsmanship that was unrivaled anywhere in the world at the time. The empire's military might was another key ingredient of this golden age. Under Suleiman, the Ottoman army was perhaps the most advanced and disciplined fighting force on the planet. The elite janissaries, professional soldiers loyal only to the Sultan, were feared on every battlefield. The Ottoman navy, commanded by brilliant admirals like Hayreddin Barbarossa, controlled large parts of the Mediterranean Sea, protecting trade and projecting Ottoman power far from its shores. The empire expanded to its greatest extent under Suleiman, stretching from Hungary in the north to Yemen in the south, and from Algeria in the west to the borders of Persia in the east. This military success brought security and stability to the vast realm. Finally, the Golden Age was defined by a sense of justice and order. Suleiman's work to reform the legal system brought fairness and predictability to the lives of his subjects, regardless of their religion. Christians and Jews living within the empire were allowed to govern their own communities according to their own laws, a system known as the millet system. This policy of relative tolerance helped to keep the diverse empire peaceful and united. For the average person, this meant that society was well-ordered, trade was safe, and the law was applied consistently. This combination of wealth, culture, military strength, and justice is what truly made Suleiman's time a golden one. Suleiman's most enduring achievement was his reform of the law. This is why he was known as Kanuni, the lawgiver. Before his time, laws could be inconsistent across the vast empire. Suleiman wanted a single, comprehensive legal code that would cover everything from criminal law to taxes and land ownership. He gathered all the old judgments and decrees and worked with his top legal scholars to create a new code, the Kanuni Osmani or the Ottoman laws. This new legal framework was designed to be in harmony with Islamic law or Sharia, but it also addressed the practical needs of a huge modern state. It remained in place for more than 300 years, providing a stable foundation for the empire. On the battlefield, Suleiman was a brilliant strategist and a hands-on commander. He personally led his armies on 13 major military campaigns. His conquests were legendary. In 1526, at the Battle of Mohacs, his forces crushed the Hungarian army, opening the way for Ottoman dominance in Eastern Europe. He laid siege to the great city of Vienna twice, in 1529 and 1532, striking fear into the heart of Christian Europe. Although he never captured Vienna, these campaigns showed the sheer reach of his power. In the east, he fought long wars against the Safavid Empire, capturing Baghdad and securing control over Mesopotamia. His armies seemed almost unstoppable, using advanced cannons and disciplined tactics to overwhelm their enemies. But Suleiman knew that an empire is built with more than just laws and armies. It must also have a soul, expressed through art and architecture. He was a great patron of the arts, and his reign saw a cultural explosion. The most famous figure from this period was the brilliant architect Mimar Sinan. Sinan designed over 300 major structures, including bridges, palaces, and schools. His masterpieces were the grand mosques he built for the Sultan. These buildings were not just places of worship, they were symbols of Ottoman power and piety. Their huge, soaring domes and slender, pencil-like minarets came to define the skyline of Istanbul and other major cities across the empire. Mimar Sinan's greatest work is arguably the Süleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul. This magnificent complex is more than just a mosque. It includes hospitals, schools, libraries, and a public bath, all serving the community. It stands on one of the city's hills, a testament to the genius of its architect and the grandeur of the Sultan who commissioned it. Other arts also thrived. The art of calligraphy, the beautiful writing of Arabic script, reached new heights. Poets like Baki wrote verses that are still read today. The imperial workshops produced stunning Iznik tiles with their distinctive blue, white, and red patterns, which decorated palaces and mosques, making them sparkle with color and life. This cultural flowering was a direct result of the stability and wealth Suleiman brought to the empire. Suleiman the Magnificent died in 1566 while on a military campaign in Hungary. He left behind an empire that was bigger, richer, and more powerful than ever before. His legacy is immense and can be seen in many different ways. First and foremost, he's remembered as the ruler who presided over the absolute peak of Ottoman power. The empire he shaped would remain a major global force for centuries, and the borders he established defined the political map of the Middle East, North Africa, and Eastern Europe for a very long time. His reign set the standard against which all later sultans would be measured, and few could ever match his success. His legal reforms had a profound and lasting impact. The Kanun laws he created provided a framework for governance that outlived him by centuries. By creating a clear and fair legal system, he helped to unify the diverse peoples of his empire and created a stable society where trade and culture could prosper. This idea of a just and well-ordered state, ruled by a wise lawgiver, became a central part of the Ottoman identity. Even today, his reputation as Kanuni in the Turkish-speaking world is arguably more important than his reputation as the Magnificent. It speaks to a legacy of justice, not just of power and wealth. The cultural and architectural wonders of his age continue to inspire awe. The mosques of Mimar Sinan, especially the Süleymaniye, still dominate the skyline of Istanbul and are counted among the world's greatest architectural achievements. They are a physical reminder of the Golden Age, attracting millions of visitors every year. The art, poetry, and craftsmanship of his era are preserved in museums around the world, showcasing the incredible creative energy that Suleiman unleashed. His patronage created a distinct Ottoman artistic style that is still admired for its elegance, complexity, and beauty. This cultural legacy is perhaps his most visible contribution to the world. In the end, Suleiman is remembered as one of history's great empire builders. He was a complex figure, a fearsome warrior and a sensitive poet, a global conqueror and a meticulous lawgiver. He transformed the Ottoman state into a truly global superpower, a bridge between East and West. His reign demonstrated how a single, visionary leader could shape the destiny of millions and leave an indelible mark on the world. The story of Suleiman the Magnificent is more than just the story of one man. It is the story of an empire at its zenith, a time of unparalleled achievement whose influence can still be felt today, nearly 500 years after his death.